Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the possibility of the quote-unquote floodgates opening now that we see the sort of the light at the end of the tunnel. We see the possibility of Phuket reopening for quarantine-free travel for vaccinated tourists here in 2021, upcoming in July. And a recent article from Thai Visa, that's thaivisa.com, may shed some light on this, provide some nuance. The title of the article is "The Grand Reopening?" Just 20 American tourists to arrive in Phuket on July 9th. Quoting directly, "It was revealed that the first arrivals as part of the much-vaunted Phuket Sandbox tourism reopening scheme in the southern province would include people from the USA. However, it was hardly opening the floodgates. Just 20 had booked to come on July 9th. Look, I don't think there's been, and I urge folks to go ahead and check that out on Thai Visa. That's an interesting article. There's a lot in there. I don't think there's a lot of question that probably tourism is going to be very truncated, at least through the rest of 2021, compared to what it's been in the past. I mean, we're coming out of a really unprecedented situation, and just the global demand, I think, for tourism is way down compared to times past. Now, what does that exactly mean? It remains to be seen. And I'm hoping for the best, that things, really rev up and we see a great deal of tourism commence. I suspect we're probably not going to see large numbers of folks until, if I'm guessing, probably August, September, before we really see a lot of numbers of people coming in. Also, coincidentally, that is sort of the timeline around which we have seen discussions of other parts of the country being reopened with some sort of quarantine-free scheme. Also, it seems logical to infer that the overall sort of heightened concern in the government will subside as these vaccinations roll out on a more continuous basis, where, right now we're looking at a situation where basically we're right on the cusp of the initial rollout of this vaccine initiative. And yeah, there are those that have had a lot of criticism about sort of the slow uptake of that, and that's definitely topics we've discussed before. My personal opinion is it could have been done better. I think things could have gone worse here in Thailand, but it's all basically in the past, so what's the point of worrying about it? Moving forward, we're now seeing that the rollout is coming. I have to imagine, especially in the fourth quarter of the year, we're probably going to see a lot different attitude. Just the paradigm will have shifted, and I think there's going to be much more of an impetus to ease a lot of these restrictions. That said, we also have to look at global demand for tourism. There are certain places which have been rather crowded, but, certain countries, they cite the U.S., but frankly, as much as I love seeing American tourists in Thailand, I think demographically, they were probably one of the lower demographics of folks that were coming here by nationality. Certainly Scandinavia, a lot of Europe, as far as the Western world, Australia as well, which it's my understanding that with their current situation, we're probably not going to see a lot of Australian tourists anytime soon. Long story short is, well, I think that this provides some insight into what Phuket's probably going to look like over this summer. That's not to say that this is particularly unexpected, nor should it have been unexpected. Again, the demand for tourism, it's going to be not at the heights that it was a few years ago, at least in the coming months. Hopefully 2022 we'll see a real turnaround in that, but again, it remains to be seen.